Okay, so we're going to go along to the front of the building now. You can join us now. No, we will, when things are set up, we will be able to go through back and front, but today we just can't go through that way. Yep.
The Google Maps picture of this laneway.
Yep.
There's a car park right there.
Yes, there is.
The question is, in terms of accessibility.
Yep.
Is a car parking there on Sunday legal?
It is legal, yes, but we're going to talk about solutions to that with our new neighbor, and we'll sort something out.
Maybe give them a spot out back or something.
And he can also pull his car down to his garage instead of leaving it here, which is what he did today. Yeah. So we're going to go inside and we're just going to gather in the front lobby.
I see one piano.
Well, I'm struggling a lot. Oh, I see. Like, I don't really know.
Okay.
Sharp.
Let's wait for everybody to be in. And then I'll just start to give you a little idea of what will happen. So we've entered into the front vestibule off of Oakwood Avenue. Our plan is to have automatic opening doors here to make it easier for people to get in. And then there will be an entry vestibule, but this wall here will be gone. So this space will open up more. And then from the vestibule, when you come in and you get greeted, we're going to go in here into a lobby area. Hello. So this will be our lobby, and we'll have seating along the front where the windows are for people to gather after service or at other times during the week. In the center of this space, there's going to be a new stairway, and it's going to be a wide, comfortable set of stairs that go up to the second floor. Along to my left, along this side, there will be a wall, and behind that wall, there will be sort of a protected passageway for where we're going to get into all of the religious education rooms for the children. So there'll be 3 rooms along that side of the building. What used to be Spirit Play will be there, our nursery will be there, and another children's classroom will be there. There are already some children's washrooms in that space as well, and we're going to reuse those. So there'll be lots of RE on this side and a nice open lobby on this side with the stairwell in the center. And if you look at that wall at the back, that wall's going to be gone. When we finish the renovation, you'll be able to stand in this lobby and look all the way from the front to the back. And the same when you stand in the back, you'll be able to look all the way out here. So it'll have a much more open feeling than it does right now.
That wall will be gone.
Yeah. Okay. What else do I want to tell you about this? Well, there's lots more building back there. Yeah. So if we walk over this way, so I've come over to the east side of the building. This sign here tells us that this is where a new Lula lift would be. And on the other side, there will be, that's where the elevator corridor will be. So on this floor, there will be an elevator and hopefully a backup Lula lift. So that'll be ways for people to comfortably get up and down if they're not comfortable using our new staircase. Okay. A Lula lift is a smaller than regular elevator, but it's a better solution than the one that we were used to at 175. Yes, it's a little simpler to operate, but it's not as big as your traditional hydraulic elevator, and it'll be the backup. Looking out where we were in the service this morning, that area is all going to be closed in. It's going to become what you could think of as the new Shaw Hall. And it'll have lots of windows along the back. And so that'll be a great space for big gatherings and for renters as well. A really important space for us to see if we can manage to do that. There will be new accessible washrooms on this level. There'll be a kitchen within the Shaw Hall space, and there'll also be storage. We've really tried to pay attention to where do we need storage throughout the building. So there are plans for that on every level and in every sort of functional area of the building. Okay, we are going to go down. Let's see. The floors are going to be finished probably all as a lightly polished concrete. Concrete is what's already in a lot of the building, and so it's very economical to keep the concrete and just refinish it. Yep. Okay, so we're going to go down the stairs on this side, and I'll start to show you the basement space. So there's a little stairwell to our left here. I will go ahead of you, sure. Yep, that'll all be gone because this will be lobby. Yeah. So we're coming down to what we call the mezzanine. This is one of those half levels in the building that are a bit awkward. We won't be able to get elevators to this level. So the existing washrooms here are going to stay. There are two perfectly good washrooms here, and they'll be usable by lots of our members. And for other people who don't want to use this level, there will be accessible washrooms on levels that do have elevator to reach them. So this will just simply stay the way it is. But we're going to head through here to get really into the basement now. Ooh, we're almost bumping into another tour.
Are some of the previous tenants still here?
There are still a couple, and plus on the ground floor right now, we have given that space to the NIA Black Art Centers that's waiting for their renovation across the street to be finished. So the ground floor is being used by them right now. Yeah. Okay, so this is the basement level. If you remember, we were upstairs and I said there was a Lula lift, so we've just come down in that same space. And this, if you come around the corner, you can see it. This is the freight elevator. And so it can't be used as is, but we're going to recondition this shaft so that we can put in a new hydraulic elevator. So this will be the main elevator that gets used for going from the basement to the ground to the second floor. And then the Lula right across from it is also available. Okay, and then if we continue down this way, we have a little kitchen that's already here. So this is a small kitchen. It's in fine condition. We're not going to do much to it other than to put in sort of a banquette arrangement of chair and tables. It's where we'll put our microwave and our small fridge so that people can come here. If the staff are working, they can come in and make their lunch here. On a Sunday, anybody could come here just for a coffee chat or just to have a place to rest. So we're not doing much different to this space. It's going to stay as a kitchen. Okay. So now we're going to continue down the hall. We're going back westwards, so back towards Oakwood Avenue. Is anybody disoriented yet? Raise your hand if you're disoriented. Yeah, okay. The compasses, yes. Okay. So come on into this big open space. I haven't been pointing them out, but maybe you're noticing the signs on some of the doors as we go by. There are a number of janitor's closets in the building. Those are great. We're keeping all of those right where they are. There's an electrical and transformer vault over here. Can't really do anything with that space, but all these things are part of the infrastructure of the building. And they're all labeled in case you're curious about that. The pile of stuff you see here is mostly RE materials that are going to get transferred to Oakwood Collegiate for us to start using them next week. And so when this space is renovated, this is going to be where the staff offices are. And there will be a combination of some private office space, especially for the ministers, plus a meeting room where there could be a private meeting, and some open office space where it would be more like shared office, where you come and plug in when you're here. Anybody can work together, volunteers could work there together as well. So all of this area is really dedicated to our office space needs. And so this would be a part of the building that probably won't get rented because the offices are not spaces that could be shared. Okay. If we continue to the north, so now we're headed north. I don't know if this is unlocked. No, this is locked. So there's another meeting room already existing here. So we'll make use of that.
Sorry, that was my choice.
It's full of all the AV equipment right now, so we don't leave it unlocked. And so I'm going to take you into another section of the basement. This is, if you come through the door. Oh, yeah, you want to leave? Okay, let's hang over to the one side so that this tour group can go. Don't steal any of my people. But they get to be on camera on this tour. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so let's come on into this different area. Actually, I'll just orient you here. If we can get enough people in that they can actually see and hear what I'm saying. So right now, if you imagine where you were upstairs, that's where you were out there. The parking lot is back there. So that's where we were all sitting for service. And this is sort of a private entrance, which is great for renters that are in this space right now. And that would be a great setup in the future as well. So this stairway will stay here. It'll stay just as it is structured right now. Right up at the top of the stairs, you can imagine that's where the choir was sitting. That's kind of right where we are. And then we can go into this area here, which is currently rented as a music studio. So it's a really fun space. Okay.
That's fun.
Yes. Yeah. So there's a renter here now. You know, we're still not sure whether this space might get used as additional rooms for the RE program on Sundays and then remain rentable on other days of the week. This could also end up being meeting room space on some days during the week. So there's lots of potential for this particular space. It has a little kitchenette. And so we'll leave, you know, that there so that that's possible for however this is being used. It also has a small individual washroom, and it has 2 other meeting rooms right now. The plan at the moment is to open the space a little bit more. So some of those meeting rooms might be taken out in order to create a passageway from that other basement hall where the elevator was to come right through here. So that's sort of the design that we're still trying to figure out, but this is a great potential space for renters as well as potentially sharing for us. Okay.
But you say it's still being used.
It is still being used right now. We've tried to work with our renters so that they could stay as long as it made sense for them. It's great for us to still have the revenue. And until we actually start demolishing parts of the building, it's fine for them to stay, but no one will be able to stay when the demolition begins. Okay, so we're going to go back out the way we came and then back to that hallway where the elevator is. Oh, okay, sure. Yeah.
When might the demolition?
Sorry?
When might the demolition begin?
Maybe December.
I see.
Yeah.
You want to try at the front?
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks. So we're going to go right back where we came, and then we're going to go up a different staircase to get to the second floor. The chairs that got saved, that's right, they're down here too. But they were too heavy for us to carry them up and make use of them for the service today. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead of you just so that we all know where we're headed, but we're going to go up this staircase. So we're now on the southeast corner of the building, right? That's where we walked around when we first came in. We're on the southeast corner of the building. Yeah. It's really easy to get turned around in here. Okay, all of our group is valiantly taking the stairs, and that's going to take a minute for everyone to get up here.
I guess all the stairways remain the same.
This stairway is going to remain the same. This route leads up to the roof level. There is one room there that's potentially usable for sort of a janitorial office type of thing. This stair, as you can see, is not particularly welcoming. We would have to do some work for this stair to really feel safe, especially for children. So I think what's going to happen is we are actually going to block off this stairwell with a door, with a key. So it's only used by people who are supposed to use it, because we're not going to be able to develop the roof. This goes to the roof level, but we're not going up there. So Anne, your valiant effort around making all these stairs is almost done. Okay. So we're not going up to the roof. This is the sanctuary level. And the thing I want to say about this level, as soon as we go into it, is it's going to feel quite cramped and closed. It's all going to open. Okay.
Is this functional?
I think it is. Yes, I don't know that the light works.
Okay.
Okay. So let's just start by gathering in this little corner. Okay, we'll back off so you can go that way. Yep, okay. Hello. Smile for the camera. Okay, whoops, somebody leaned on the switch, that's all. Okay, so here we are on the second floor. A lot of our activities will happen on this floor. Behind you, along that wall, there are existing washrooms, and we're going to redevelop that whole area behind that wall so that it's a whole set of washrooms that are gender neutral. So there will be individual stalls, floor to ceiling in between them. And there will also be a fully accessible washroom. So all of that will get significantly upgraded from what it is right now, but it'll still be washroom space. And on that wall there is where the elevator will come up. And then again, you see the sign here for where the Lula will come up. If
Right
we,
now, you just walk up the stairs, right?
yes, but once we open for real operating, there will be the two lifts.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Do you need to sit down?
Oh, I'm all right.
You're okay for the moment?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this is what I meant by it feeling a bit closed. Right now, the people who were using it as renters closed in a whole bunch of small spaces as studio space. So all of this center stuff is going to come out. And in this floor, it's going to, again, be possible to look from one end to the other end of the building. From east to west, there will be a completely open view. It'll be sanctuary on the east side narthex lobby area in the center, and then the new workman on the west side.
We haven't come to the narthex or anything.
Not yet, but we're going to walk to the sanctuary right now. Okay.
Yeah, all this whole hallway goes away.
Yeah, all of that gets ripped out. It's just drywall. I love that reaction. That was our reaction too. Oh my gosh, this is a beautiful room for a sanctuary. Exactly. Just watch your step here because there is a carpet and a little bit of unevenness. This is facing Rubina, so underneath us, underneath where you're standing right now is where we were this morning.
Oh, okay.
Right, so this is the above part of that overhang. And so the footprint is similar in size. Here we have obviously fantastic light flowing in. It's a high ceiling, and these drop ceiling tiles can come out, and we still have some investigating to do, but we think that we can make this ceiling even higher. We'll pay lots of attention to acoustics in this space. Matt says yes. Matt will be part of the consulting team on the acoustics in this space. This will be polished concrete floor. That's what's underneath all of this right now. So we're going to just sort of refurbish that. And worship will orient this way. So we probably have to do something about the light coming in so that it's not just a big silhouette every Sunday morning. And there are ways to do that. So this is an exciting space for me anyway. You can see the real potential here. And then imagine the whole rest of the floor also feeling open. So this wall all goes, or at least the majority of it goes. And this room will then sort of get a little bit narrower, but it will ease into the narthex. And everything will be set up so that the narthex can really be treated as an extension of the sanctuary at any time.
What is this purple box?
That purple box is just drywall, which will disappear. All of that will come down. All of this stuff will come down. This will be a big open space. It will have a stage. It will have a ramp. We are facing east. You're standing on top of where you were this morning.
I had myself backwards.
Yes, okay. Well, yeah, getting disoriented. That's Rubina. That's right.
Yeah, lighting is going to be a challenge.
Yeah, we have to figure out how to enjoy the natural light and not actually have the natural light create a problem. Yeah.
So what is this way? Like from that wall to that way, it stay the same?
It will basically stay as open as it is now. Yeah. There'll be a stage there. We're hoping that we can build a clever backdrop, which will look beautiful and also hold a bunch of cabinetry with really simple doors on the front so that Hope can put all of the stuff that she uses for worship in the cabinets in the same room. We could put hymnals there. We could put other supplies that we use in this space in a really nicely designed backdrop that serves as storage as well.
Will we be retaining the water heat?
Everything here is going to eventually become electric. The environmental plan is that the whole building will end up being electric. Other than that, don't ask me any technical questions. Not at the moment without my notes in front of me.
That way, permanently set up?
With chairs, you mean?
Yeah.
Probably the same as we would have done in Sunderland,
Mhm.
right? You know, this is also space that could be rented though. So from time to time, we might need to put the chairs away, and we are planning for storage areas on this floor for our chairs.
I hope you're bringing the piano up before you take out the.
Yeah.
That's an interesting discussion. We might have to airlift the piano. We don't know yet, but it might come up through a window. The elevator doesn't work. The elevator hasn't been functioning for years and years. So it's an interesting challenge, but we will have a team helping us get the piano in. You're sick that day. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's go to the other side. Exit, right, okay. It's like the little ducklings. Okay,
I love the story about the duck.
yes, sitting in the Atlantic, yes. So this sign reminds me to say that, you know, roughly around here is where that central staircase from downstairs would come out, right? So the staircase would come up here, the elevators would empty out here. So this, roughly where you're all standing, is kind of the lobby for this floor. It's where people would all end up getting to the second floor or leaving the second floor and entering in either that way or straight ahead even. Okay. So walls will disappear, right? So this is the west side of the building. This is Oakwood Avenue that we're on right now. And this is the south end. So on the south end of this floor, in the southwest corner, there will be a meeting room. And then beside that, in this area, beside the open area, there's a whole bunch of drywall divided spaces that were being used as change rooms for the ballet school that was in here. So they built a lot of little nooks and crannies. All of that will come out. Meeting room here and then kitchen. So this will be the main kitchen that services the second floor. It'll be a little bigger than the kitchen that we have now. And there'll be a pass-through the same way that we have now so that it's easy to get things out into the larger gathering areas.
This whole area is gonna be the kitchen?
Sort of that general space in there, once it's opened up, will be the kitchen. This is a meeting room.
Oh.
Okay. And then as we go back in here, again, tearing out lots of walls, this big giant space on this end of the building is essentially what you would call the new workman hall.
Oh, gosh.
So again, remember with the walls in the center coming out and all of those little studios going away, we'll be able to stand here and look into the sanctuary, stand in the sanctuary, look through here. This wall will be floor to ceiling windows. And in the design as it stands right now, that's where you see the drawing of the panels of our stained glass. So this is the window that you're seeing in that drawing, right? So this is the front of the building. That's right. So here would be a fantastic gathering room. This would be coffee hour. This would be meeting space. This would be great rental space for certain types of events. This would be a reception hall if someone was having a ceremony in the sanctuary, and the kitchen there would service this hall very nicely. So we see lots of potential for this space to not only be used by us, but to be used by other groups. And from the sanctuary into here, I have no idea. I haven't thought about that, but we might have another piano in here instead. I don't think it's good to move a grand very often, but there could be another piano in here, just the same as we have a piano in Workman now, right? Anne has good questions, yeah. So again, the ceiling could be a little higher after we take those dropped tiles out. There would be a new ceiling treatment, especially in the sanctuary, to deal with acoustics. But I think what's beautiful about this floor is that even the way it is, it has a nice spacious feeling because the ceilings are so high. That greenish stack there is the chimney stack. We don't need a chimney, so that will get taken down, and that will be open space as well.
The Karen, will it be a physical barrier between the sanctuary and the kitchen?
Between the sanctuary and the kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have to go down the hall.
No, I'm just thinking like for the noise it's set up.
Yes, right.
And
Yes, yeah, I'm just going to see if the drawings here will help us look at that. Right, the question was just how are we going to make sure that noise doesn't travel from this side of the floor, especially the kitchen, over to the sanctuary. And when services are happening, especially, that can be, that can interfere. So Calvin, maybe if we,
Sure.
so we're standing here. Yeah, so we're standing here right now. Sanctuary's over there. The kitchen's here. So there's doorways and walls here. There's the whole lobby area, and then there's other doorways and a bit of wall here. The staircase is open, so there's also the question of how do you make sure the staircase doesn't allow sound to travel too much up if there's someone on the ground floor. But there are these doors here, and these doors and walls here, and then that's the Lula shaft.
And is that like a opening, closing wall? This one here?
This one was meant to be the opening and closing wall that would be between the sanctuary and the narthex. This is kind of on the hit list right now because it's expensive. So we're debating, but these are
Oh,
doors.
those are
These are definitely doors. Yeah, so
I think that
between,
should solve a lot.
it should, yeah. And, you know, the sanctuary is kind of the size we have one now. And so this allows us to extend it a bit. But sometimes this space will be left empty. So we have to decide if we need doors there, simple doors instead of fancy expensive doors, or not, and just leave that space open and treat this as the area where you stay quiet if you're coming late into service. Anyway, interesting functional
Yeah,
cases to think about how it would work.
it's a nice problem to have though, with all that
Yeah,
space.
it's a lot of space. Yep.
While you're here, where is this wall now in this room?
Oh, in terms of square footage, you know, I think it's not that. It's probably this. Yeah, it's probably roughly this line here. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay.
That can be preserved, I guess.
We did talk about whether or not we could keep that, and the architect says not. But it would be a great win if we could have.
Yeah, because that's already.
It already divides this space.
Yeah, and I imagine that, like you said, is very expensive.
They're pretty expensive. They're about 30,000, something like that. Yeah, it's a lot of money. Yeah. So, you know, those types of discussions are still going to keep happening as we do deeper drawings and figure out exactly where things have to fit. So far, the answer is no, though, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah. Some of the skylights are on the hit list, but not all of them. So in the lobby where the stairs come up and the two elevators come out, there still will be some skylight there. Skylight in the kitchen might go. Some of the other skylights in that lobby area might go, so there's just a couple instead of a whole set of them. And we're no longer looking at skylights in the sanctuary because we want that area of the roof to stay solid, so that at some point, if we get to do solar panels, that won't be an issue there. Yeah. Okay.
Is there a plan for rooftop garden? Or
Early on when we bought the building, we were excited about the idea of rooftop, but the roof is not built to hold people gatherings. It's not strong enough to be approved to have people gathering on the roof. That's a big, big, big deal to try and do that. So that's no longer in our plans. Yep.
and
Yeah.
a green roof? Is that possible?
Haven't talked about that yet. That would be something that could be done later potentially. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to head back out these doors and around, and then I'm going to take you down the front north stairwell. Oh, okay. Maybe we can do this way. Hang on. So are you coming that way? Can we go out this way and not bump into them? Let's go this way. Yeah, they've left the door open for us that way. Right, here we go. So we're now on the north end of the west side of the building. Yep. And, right. Sanctuary's back there, right? So this is a very generous stairwell as well. This will stay as it is. This also provides the possibility of a private entrance for a renter who's going to come into the building from the second doorway on the Oakwood side and come up here and use some of the upstairs rooms without disturbing anything that might be happening on the rest of the ground floor. And this is also just a really solid part of the structure that we're not prepared to change. It's an exit as well for that purpose, and we might be able to punch doors through on some of the wall down here so that you could actually enter separately to enter some of those rooms that are on the ground floor. Sundays, there are rooms, but during the week, they could be rooms for other people to use. So they might be able to do a separate entrance through there. Yeah, different rules. I matched the wall beautifully. Okay, there you go. They're calling it a comfort stair, so I'm going to say it'll be as wide as possible in that space, and also that also impacts the riser height. So, okay. No, but they're on the website already on the page that is about the renovation, because we've shared them before. If you go on the search and
At the website.
yeah, so go on the search function and put renovation, it should take you there.
I'm gonna get all the latest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I've seen them, but of course, this makes all the difference having been in here.
That's right.
The orientation.
Yes, so when you can put the floor plans together with actually remembering being in the building, it helps make things a little bit clearer. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go out onto Oakwood, and then we can walk back around to the Robina side of the building, and that's the end of the tour.